Welcome to Filmdoq. Filmdoq is an all-in-one production tool that can help you organize, streamline your entire production workflow from pre-production, planning, scheduling, team collaboration, invoicing, contract, payment, and much more. I'm going to go right ahead and log in and show you guys how to get started with adding a team member and collaborating on tasks. You can add a team member on project level or tool level. So for projects, pretty much when you're working on a project, say you're working on a commercial, you want to create a project, then you want to start adding team members. You could add them on project level or the individual tool. You can add them on treatment builder, project notes for brainstorming, production tools, any level you want them to have access to. So automatically, when you bring a team member into a project, they're not going to have access to all the tools in that project. Individually, you still have to go in and select and individually invite them to each of the features, each of the tools, assuming you're working on budget breakdown or shooting schedule or call sheet, or you want them to have access or to view the call sheet or the project breakdown or shooting schedule. You can start adding them as well as the contract and calendar. So right now I'm going to create a brand new project and I'm going to start inviting team members to that project. I'm going to call this project food commercial because I like to eat. This would be food commercial shoot for Wendy's. Let's say Wendy's. Okay, and when is the date of this production? When is it starting? We're starting right away. We're starting on Monday, the 26th of January. I'm gonna go right ahead and start. And these are the project collections. These are some of the features, some of the tools you're gonna be needing for your project. So you take your time, go right ahead in all these categories and see what works for your project. For this project, we're gonna be using the project notes. It's already checked. I'm gonna go right ahead and I'll check the ones we're not gonna be using. We're not gonna use the mood board. We're not gonna use the treatment builder. We're gonna come to the treatment builder later on. But for this video, we're just gonna be focusing on collaborations and tasks. Production tool, we're going to be using budget breakdown, shortlist builder. Okay, pretty much everything here. I'm going to go right ahead and I'll check this one. Forms and contract. Yeah, we're going to pass on this for now. Well, I'm going to just keep this simple. I'm going to go ahead and just create a project. And later on the feature videos, we're going to be on the subsequent videos, we're going to start diving into the individual tools and how to use them and what they are for. So assuming I don't already have a team member here, I can always go here and add a team member. I'm going to be adding myself on my other email. So I'm going to say Kennedy Seed. Email would be Mr. Kennedy Seed at gmail.com. Phone number, I'll list this for now. I'll say 647. I don't have to say that for you to hear that. But anyways, you know how to find me if you want to call me. So I'm going to be inviting this team member into the food commercial project. So once they get access to the invite, they automatically get access to this project. I'm going to accept the invite. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for free and then you can access that project. So I'm going to log in here because I already have an account. Okay, there you go. And it says team invite. You've been invited to join our team and collaborate on an exciting project. I'm gonna join now. And then once I join, this is the project I was invited to. Right now, the project is appearing on my dashboard. If I go to project, that's the project. And if I get into this project, you could see I have access to these folders, but the folder is empty. There's nothing added yet. So if something is added to this folder, I still need to be invited individually on the tool level for me to get access to this tool. So for the fact that I'm already invited to this entire food commercial project doesn't mean I have access to the individual tool level. Okay, so that's for the invite. I've accepted this invite. So I'm gonna log back out and log into the company account where the project is being created, the producer account. Okay, so I'm gonna open the project. I'm gonna go back to my team. Now you can see this team member is active. So now that we've added our team member, we're gonna go ahead and start creating tasks and start assigning them to team members. Okay, right now I'm gonna call this location scouting. And description, I would say visit all location and confirm tech and looks. And subtask would be if you have requirements or things that need to be done prior to the location scouting. Say, obviously before the location scouting, we want to have people search online or search through the marketplace to find the location we're gonna be visiting, and probably contact or email the owners and schedule that date. So I'm gonna add subtask. I'm gonna say research locations, descriptions. I'm gonna say research locations and contact owners. I mean, this is just a draft of what we're doing, but you can always go in and just make your description more detailed. And who is going to be responsible for this task? I'm going to assign Filmdoq. I'm going to assign Kennedy Sid. And when is this due? So this probably should be due before the date of the visiting. So let's say the visiting of the location is going to be on the 31st of January. We want the subtask, so we want the research and contacting the owners of the place to be done before or on the 28th of January. So I'm going to say 28th. I'm going to create. Right now we have a subtask, so you can go on and add as much subtask as needed. And yeah, we're gonna start creating the main task itself. So I'm gonna also bring the same people, the same collaborators I want to visit the location. And what project is this for? This is optional, but for this is for the food commercial we're planning. And what phase what stage are we on? We're on development. And then the visit is gonna be on the 31st. Yep, and this is how you create a task. Now I'm gonna go ahead and create the task. Perfect. And our task is created. As you can see, we have the collaborators here. And if I go to my calendar, production calendar, if I go on the 31st, you can see we have the location scouting here logged in on our calendar. And these are the collaborators for this project. So this is pretty much how you create a task. And people that are involved in the task is already going to have it on their taskbar as to-do list. And when the task progresses, we can always go in here and manually edit the progress of the task. Well, in the coming versions of Filmdoq, we're hoping we could be able to automate all this process. Now that I've shown you guys how to set up your team and how to also create tasks, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to bring in your team members on the individual Future 2 levels. Because when you invite a team member into your group or into your account, they don't necessarily have access to all the tools and all the features you're working on. You're gonna have to bring them in individually. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the project note. For example, I'm gonna go ahead and create a new note. I'm gonna call this ideation. And what project does this note belong to? This belongs to the food commercial we're working on. And template category. These are like the idea of the notes. What category does it fall in? This is pretty much bunch of categories you're gonna have to walk through, whether you're doing a film, short film, music videos, commercials. This is sort of like some of the categories, but for now we're gonna say log line, and then we're gonna go in and start adding our notes here on the log line. And if you want, you can go in and invite your team member now to collaborate on this note. So when I invite this person and share, now this person has access. So if I go to the collaboration tab, I could see that I have one person already collaborating on this note. Now this person has access to this note, and they can always come in and make edits and contribute. So this way you can actually work with your group, with your team on ideation stage, and this speeds up your production workflow. And that is it. I believe I've been able to explain to you how to get started with adding a team member and collaborating on tasks. Filmdoq is very intuitive, so go right ahead and start trying Filmdoq.